All right, we'll be starting shortly. Hope he's gonna open us up. And now for some awkward silence.
Hmm. Welcome back, every one of you, to HorsePLAY. This is Obi-Wan X2 right here, up top, Yogizilla, and right there on bot, right there is Soldier Z. You guys can hit all three of us up on our Twitters. Mine right here, Obi-Wan X2, Yogizilla at Yogizilla, and then at Soldierism. You guys make sure you guys checked out the spelling there. It's almost like an ism. Ism.
I'm an ism.
Yeah.
I'm an isms.
We did have, I do want to say, we did have a guest. Unfortunately, it got mixed up. I think, I don't know how it got mixed up, I guess. But times got mixed up. He was on an hour ago when, I don't know. I'm not even going to worry about it. If it happens, I mean, it happens. I really wanted him on today. Because there's some questions that I wanted to really ask that I was looking forward to asking. So, but we are going to try to get Bunyan back. It was Bunyan. He is an officer of Wolfpack. What are the clan I actually play with on War Thunder. And we're just going to kind of get some answers out to you guys. But we'll just have to do that at a later date. We are still going to continue with this because it's horseplay, baby. It's time to go. There is one thing I do want to say. That these guys don't know nothing about it, but I'm going to say it anyway. There's a few people in my life that have kind of opened my eyes to, you know, doing things a little bit differently. Basically, the only thing I want to tell everybody is you know, don't be afraid to be yourself. You can't change. Don't change anything about yourself to make somebody else happy. If you guys are watching, I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. I really do. But we are going to get into, I guess we're just going to get right into the first topic of the night. It's supposed to be an OB moment, but I really don't want to do an OB moment right now.
The moment's
gone. One thing I do want to talk about, the first, what?
The moment's gone.
The moment's gone, yes.
Let him get it back.
It's gone. No, like, there's no getting it back.
You can't force the moment.
It's gone. It's just, see ya. But what
Somebody needs a hug.
Did you guys hear about the YouTube?
Yes, I heard about YouTube.
YouTube
wonderful,
fiasco.
Wonderful website. You know.
Yeah, we talked about it last episode. Is this the same fiasco where they were?
No, well, there's actually more. I mean,
are you talking about how YouTube now automatically finds songs and things and automatically starts transferring the revenue part of that revenue to the music authors and whatnot
without the consent?
Exactly.
Of the poster.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
It's so you can steal money out of our pockets. For one.
Nintendo wants to do the same thing too. They're all for it. They think it's great.
I mean, no, but seriously, if I'm going as far as making sure that I have no copyrighted music, Techno X, I bow to you, sir. But if I have no copyrighted music, all my stuff is made by somebody else that they're giving me the rights, like the art. He gave me the rights to have this. Okay, he made it, of course, yes. Thank you, Rye. That'll be a guest in the future. But he made this for me. He says, here, Obi, you can have this. Well, yeah, I paid him for it. So, technically, you know, I bought this is my stuff. So then I can publish what's on here, right?
Yes.
Yep.
No.
Yes.
Well, you
yes. No. I don't know. I don't know how
I just want to make sure I get the question right. I want to get an A.
You get a gold star for the day.
Yes.
On a calendar. Woo!
Good star.
You get like a freaking green, puke.
I get a green star. I love green. Green's my favorite color.
I like getting the green stars and the blue stars.
Beautiful.
Everybody's all about the gold and silver stars. Like, hey, give me the red and green. I'm fine with it. Christmas colors. Cool.
Gold and silver is so common. The Olympians get them.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me something special. I want something that means something.
Exactly. Everybody else had their gold and silver. I had the red and blue, and I felt special. But yeah, there's more to the YouTube story. The YouTube story, I don't want to get too deep into it because it kind of delves more into marketing than the realm of gaming.
No, we don't really have to get into it. I mean,
But I have to say this part though.
we did say something about it last week, so it's not like it's a new subject. 'Cause, I mean, it did happen 2 weeks ago.
Well, we have a lot of gamers out there that do marketing or do some kind of consulting, and this stuff is going to impact them, whether they're curating content or they're developing original content. It's going to impact gamers in one way or another. And the thing about it is, it's not just YouTube; it's just all Google properties across the board. They're doing all kinds of weird stuff. Like they just did something with email. It used to be like if I do an email marketing campaign, I could see who clicks on a certain link and and it opens up certain images, right? Well, they've retracted a lot of that information by caching the stuff on their on their servers, so you don't get that tracking information anymore. They're doing this with a lot of stuff, so they're kind of cutting out the third parties. And what it is all the stuff they're doing, is to favor the bigger companies that are paying money for information. And this goes into all the stuff about privacy and how they're data mining and they're getting all this information from marketers that are struggling to find ways to spam us more, more in different ways. They want to find new ways to be intrusive, and Google's just kind of saying, hey, this is an opportunity to make money here, so let's do that.
Right. Well, and it started out with the owners of the games, okay, saying, hey, you're not going to be able to put this on your YouTube page and monetize it because this is our property. Yeah. And you're not going to be able to do that. We don't want you making money off it, so you need to have it. Give it to us. Now, what is that doing right now? Right when they do that, what is that doing right off the bat? There's three things that's happening right now. Okay, you're telling the biggest YouTubers in the world, the guys that have millions and millions of subscribers, that do, even if they do play along or whatever they do, and they trap these new games, and well, these guys say, well, you can't post this on your YouTube page. You can't monetize it because it's our stuff. You're gonna have to give us the money if you want to monetize it. So these big YouTubers are saying, hey, screw you, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go play a game that I can monetize. So guess what? How many dollars are these big corporations losing out on?
Oh yeah, and the indie developers, they know, they embrace social media. They embrace all the publicity they get, whether it's good or bad, because they know that it's exposure they can't afford to buy themselves. And when they grow to that level where they can, they're getting some of these. Not even to the big names. They're getting some of the smaller people that appreciate their indie developers and, stream a lot of them. Like I was streaming a lot of SolForge for a while, and they noticed me, and I was one of the top streamers on SolForge, and they gave me free in-game currency. I was like, whoa, did not expect that. Cool.
Right.
And the AAA companies, they're mainly stuck in old money methods. So, nice. So they don't care about they're short-sighted. That's the simplest way to put it. And now Google, they're automating everything. So the easiest way to work around it is don't monetize via Google. Monetize on the back end. If they because they won't drop you down automatically unless you're monetizing those things. If you're not monetizing, it's not
I'm monetizing mine, and everything that I have is it's non-copyrighted, or it's mine. So I mean, I would really wish to watch them. Come, we need to take that from you. Go ahead. I just won't ever play nothing that you make ever again. Exactly. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, there's that too. But I mean, for those that they do play more on the mainstream games, particularly like the EAs and Ubisofts of the world,
like Battlefield 4 and COD Ghost and
exactly,
kind of stuff.
Exactly. For those people that they still want to stream it, 'cause that's what they really enjoy. And they haven't quite gotten to the point where they're gonna boycott an entire publisher. Now you could back end on the back. You could monetize on the back end rather than using Google's ad services. You could just link to your own stuff, link to your own content that you control, your own websites, your own video hosting services, whatever you do that's completely yours and no one can control. And and then monetize that. And there's different ways you can monetize, not just ads. I mean,
Well,
ads
and
pay crap.
you got to
now anyway.
realize there's already a list out, too. There's already a list out of the 100 and some odd games that are the big games right now that people can monetize already. They're like WoW, League of Legends, DotA2. I don't know.
Yeah, Dota 2 should be on the safer list. Valve
It should be.
Valve is usually
But,
pretty good about
all
that kind of stuff.
all Blizzard games can be monetized. They don't care.
Yeah.
Dude, Blizzard's making $15 a month per person.
Yep.
Okay, now what happens when that person says, "Well, dude, I want that freaking sweet ass mount that dude's got," or "I want that freaking Cinder Kitty pet." Cinder Kitty pet's $15, or it used to be 25. The mount's 25. Sometimes it can be 35, depends on what kind of mount it is or how new it is. I mean, there you're spending $60 right there, just for a pet, no mount. Well, Bob Blizzard's like, sure, you can monetize our shit. We just made $60 off you within seconds.
Yeah, and it's not going to hurt them any.
How long is it going to take you to make that $60 back?
Exactly. Well,
You know?
also you look at it
Thousands
this
of
way.
views.
The actual game developers and everything, I mean, the revenue that they would receive from that automatic, it wouldn't make sense because people would only do that for a short time. And then they'd probably stop playing the games entirely because you got to look at some of the bigger names, C-Nanners, Gassy Mexican, Gold Glove. I'm a big fan of the entire C-Nanner group.
Yeah.
If they stopped getting paid to do the videos because all the revenue went to the game developers, they'd stop playing the game. They would go out. They'd have to get I don't want to say real jobs, but non-dream jobs. They'd have to go out and get jobs that they probably wouldn't enjoy. They might enjoy. I don't know. But they would have to,
because all they'd have to do is find a game that they can monetize.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
and there's always
Find
been
a game that say, okay, hey, and I'm just going to use this as a basis, okay? Hey, World of Warcraft, you're not letting me monetize my game. Okay, so I'm going to go play League of Legends. It's nothing like the same kind of video game, but I'm going to go, screw that. I'm going to go on console. I'm going to go play Xbox. You guys
I'm
just do it.
I'm saying this more as a generalization. If all video games decide to take revenue from the monetizations, then it's going to be to the point to where they don't want to play the video games because they don't make, they will want to play the video games, but they can't play them like they want to, as much as they want to. They won't be able to publicize them like the
They're not going
companies
to put them on their YouTube. They're going to play them on their downtime.
Exactly. It would be more of a hobby than it would be a job. Therefore, the companies themselves would lose advertisement because
and lose
YouTube,
thousands and thousands of dollars. Just in games sold.
Yeah, it's just like we talked about last time. I would have never gotten into Minecraft if I didn't see Sly Fox playing it. I would never have gotten into quite a few games if I didn't see gameplays and playthroughs of them. Because if there's no demo for it, I really don't want to buy it unless I see gameplay of it. Yeah. Because I want to know what I'm buying.
And a lot of these games that we see today, they are very much community driven. There's no way around that. If without the community, the game itself, there's a lot of regurgitated crap. And when you have so many look-alike titles, the differentiator is, which one has the strongest community, or which one has, not so much the largest community, but the most engaged community. When you have people that are willing to help you out with the nuances of the game, help you get the cool stuff in the game, or find out strategies, or you have people that do a lot of modding, stuff like that keeps the game fresh and makes you feel vested in the experience. That's stuff that a company, no matter how much money they have, they cannot create that themselves unless they actually, appreciate their fan base and they empower people to do that.
Right. Well, and like Soldier said, and everything, the last straw, or what it's going to boil down to is the big gamers that were playing these games and now they can't monetize or make money off them, so they're not going to sit there and suggest to their thousands or millions of subscribers or followers saying, "Hey, you guys don't go get this game, guys. We can't make no money off it. We can't do nothing. Don't even buy it." So then you have one of the biggest releases of the year sells only thousands
Half
of
of what
copies
it usually
opposed to
does,
millions, or something like that. They're just shooting themselves in the foot per se. I mean,
Oh yeah.
just saying,
And
lining it up, saying, "Here, just take a good shot, take the big toe off."
and if you look at the revenue, they're not losing anything by letting people put them on YouTube and monetize them, because
They're getting greedy, is what it is.
Well, yeah, exactly. What's
Yeah.
happening is they have their original business, and now YouTube has expanded it, and now they're just wanting to get their greedy little hands into the other pockets. They're not losing anything through this. They're actually gaining, and yet they still want more. And I wish I could just earn one of their year salaries just once.
Dude,
I'd retire.
It's just like the oil. It's just like the oil companies, man.
Yeah.
They could lower the gas prices down to $2 a gallon and still make billions of dollars a year.
Yep.
And
But
we're not even gonna get on that.
Well,
subject.
I'm gonna share a fun fact. And this past year so far, I was reading somewhere that CEOs across the board in the United States earned on average a 20 to 30% increase in their salary, while jobs continue to be cut. So it just shows how much greed there is in these large corporations. It's like, we gotta shut down these studios, Oh, but you know what? I'm gonna give myself a bonus because I just saved my company money. And they've proven, there's been huge studies that have proven time and again that well-managed companies are not necessarily more profitable than ones that are not. It's about the community support and the people in the trenches. Mm-hmm. But the executives don't want to admit that. It's like, oh, I got a master's in this and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
If they start admitting that kind of stuff, they're going to be like, well, then, why don't you just take this, $500,000 bonus I got at the end of the year from me?
Yeah.
It's just, how about we just go to a different topic? How's that?
Yeah. We're starting to get into business ownership, and
We're starting to get into aggravation moments for all of us, including this guy right here.
hey, you're not
pointing at
alone.
myself.
You're not alone. I have had mainly a couple previous bosses that pulled that kind of crap of, I'm better than you, ta-da, and I was about ready to say it, ta-da. So yeah.
Right.
Well, let me tell you something. There's good news to this, and this is how we could cap off this whole discussion. With the way social media is growing, the biggest thing about social media, I mean, they see it as a marketing opportunity. That's not the biggest thing about it. The biggest thing about it is accountability, and people that are inauthentic and that do bait and switch and are just narcissistic, arrogant, and bean counting. They're gonna be identified, and consumers are getting more and more savvy. They're gonna be held accountable, and we have more than ever. We have more choice in who we could do business with, and people are gonna start voting with the dollars. And these companies that are doing stupid shit like that are gonna really, change their thought process completely.
I personally believe mom and pop shops will make a comeback.
Oh yeah,
and they have to, because big corporations are going to inflate, and then mom and pop shops are gonna start popping up, and then people are gonna be like, oh, this is a lot cheaper, and it's gonna recirculate the money into their own communities.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why people think they need to go to Walmart for everything. I'm guilty of it.
I do too.
They have everything. I only need to go to one place. One place. Okay.
But Walmart makes you so mad sometimes. You just want to sit there and hopefully there's an old lady so you can sit there and say, I smacked somebody's grandma today.
See, and the thing is Walmart can also be a great place. There are so many hot chicks that go there. Don't tell my wife that.
All right,
oh my
married
gosh.
man.
All right, anyway, yep.
I'm snitching. I'm telling. I'm going to make sure she gets a
her.
copy of this right now.
Hey, you go ahead, because
send her a copy to the phone.
I comment to her. I say, what about her? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on.
We're not going to get into that.
So yeah, moving on.
Please.
We mentioned Mama and Papa shops. We're gonna get into later about how the indie game sector is really rising, and it's not just for hipsters anymore. There's a lot of quality stuff there now, and it's just I love it, because now it's not just, hey, this is a really cool concept, and I like what they try to do here. Now it's like, this is a great concept, and it's actually really fun. So we're seeing a lot more of that. We'll talk about it some more later. Do you want, Obi? You want to do news and whatnot now?
Yes. I was gonna get into it right now.
Hang on. Obi, are you in the moment yet?
The silence of the lambs.
We're gonna
Okay.
pull out some news and features for you guys. Yogi is going to the latest. I don't know what you want to call it. I guess the latest news of the week. I guess because we do this weekly.
Yeah, this is like our obligatory news and features segment. Because
All right,
every
so
show needs the news and features.
Okay, well, news. Okay, news and features part of the segment right here.
Obligatory. I remember that part.
I can't say that word. I
know it's hard.
messed up.
got
I
a
barely
question.
pull it off.
What does that word mean?
Obligatory.
That's almost mandatory that you do it. Because everyone else does.
It's obligatory.
that doesn't-
It's an obligation.
I don't application.
It's an obligation. It's a
Okay,
Oh,
here we go.
obligation.
Welcome
Okay,
to
we got
the
this.
obligatory news and features of the horseplay. Yogi, what do you got for us this week?
All right, so I wanted to, of course, we're going to go into LoL, so I'll hold off on that. I'll go into some non-League of Legends stuff. One of the big things I personally found interesting was Sega acquired Atlas. And so most of that might not be a big thing, because like Atlas, like I don't think anyone can name more than one game that Atlas has developed. But people that are into RPGs know Atlas for Persona, the Persona series, which is still going strong. It's got a really strong cult following. And I always like Atlas because they've made like some of the best crackhead games ever. Like there was this game on the Nintendo DS called Contact that was like a top-down, overhead view type thing, RPG adventure game, and it was really weird because the whole premise of it was you were a regular guy, but you developed skills by just doing different things, and the skill progression was purely through using those skills more and more, and that's how you leveled them up. And it was weird. You had to play it to really understand, but like, one of the attacks I think you had in it was you could hit someone with a twig, or you could throw a pebble at them until you develop really badass powers. You get guns and stuff eventually, and then it gets really interesting. But Atlas is one of those bigger names that I think that they're not a AAA developer, but I think they're like a second tier, maybe mid-tier developer. But they definitely, they're a bigger name that puts out some really risky releases, for better or worse, and I appreciate that for that they do that. So if Sega has Atlas, they decided they're gonna keep Atlas running as an autonomous unit, so they're gonna still keep putting out their stuff and doing their own thing, but with Sega's blessing pretty much, and Sega will jump in when it needs to help them out. But I like that. It's not one of those complete merger acquisitions where it's like, we're going to acquire your entire company, your namesake and everything, and then get rid of all the people we don't really want. So
Right.
that's cool.
It's actually good. They're actually keeping it around.
Yeah.
Because I know it wasn't something was just like, was it the Dreamcast or something was just totally ate up. Wasn't it? Was it the Dreamcast?
Don't get me started on that. Yeah,
I don't remember. Well, I don't remember which one it is, and this can be constituted as part of the dust off too. But what I'm saying is, which one was it? What I am asking is, which one was it? The Dreamcast, or because that's the only one I remember that kind of just dissipated into oblivion because nobody ever bought it ever again.
The Dreamcast was an amazing console. It actually had one of the strongest launches of all consoles. It probably was amongst the top 3 of all-time best console sales at launch. But what happened to them was they had Nintendo-itis, where they got no third-party support. But it wasn't through their own arrogance. It was through EA's arrogance, mainly, who said, you know what, screw you. We're going to go with Sony, and we're going to do exclusive titles for Sony. And they got all the Madden games and whatever else EA does that's important. But apparently, consumers thought that was big
EA
enough.
Sports. So
I know. But you know what? The 2K games at the time were better than anything EA came out with. They just, they didn't have the pervasiveness of the EA brand. I mean, EA is good at selling massive amounts of crap, and people keep eating it up, and that's sadly what they're kind of known for.
Unfortunately, that's how it rolls, though.
Yeah.
Well, you got those stupid Madden, and well, I can't say stupid. I actually enjoy it, but you got the Madden series, and then you have the NBA series, and whatever other freaking series there is. And honestly, I honestly wonder why we keep buying Madden after Madden after Madden. Because
And they don't update them.
They barely change anything. Like, you go from one Madden to the next. Oh, you get to choose who is on the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend $60 more just so I can.
Now, I can say, though, all right, hold on there. I don't buy console games just because it's either I beat them so fast and then I get bored with them, or the fact that I don't play online much with console. I do want Madden 25 though. I'm sorry, I do.
Isn't
Just
Madden
because.
25 going to be like in 2024?
No, it's out.
Yeah.
What? What?
Yeah.
I thought they should have like Madden 14 out.
No, not 2014. It's like the 25th anniversary of Madden or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, they did some cracking thing to like kind of rebrand it and refresh it. They don't refresh the core mechanics. They just refresh the naming of it. You know.
My name is Soldierism.
Hey,
I have a condition.
But the fact
I have
that
a
I
condition,
don't know much
yes.
about EA just proves how smart I am to avoid it.
Well, you know, this is my rule on
It's really not okay. I'm not gonna-
Besides that, I don't play console
I do,
yet.
and I'll be doing more coverage of it.
The problem I have with console is that I have all the games on PC.
Yeah,
Uh,
and you're not gonna rebuy them.
I do have a 360. I do have some games for the 360, but all the games that I have for 360 that I want to play, already have on PC.
Yeah.
So I might get a PS4 in the future. We'll see, but I highly doubt I really
Dude,
jump on it. I'd rather.
I think
buy-
you seriously. You
What?
said PS4. You keep saying PS4, and I'm trying to wonder why.
instead of Xbox One.
Yes, why?
Well, can we hold off on that discussion? Let's go through the news and
No,
then
no. We're gonna have it right now because it happens every freaking week. We're not stopping this discussion.
Okay. The reason I want PS4 more than Xbox One, I just like it more. There is
Dude.
actually what?
Tell you what. Let's finish the news, and this will go into our features section. This should be a feature discussion because we're not just gonna go through this
is gonna
quickly.
be the Obi Soldier boxing match.
Dude, bring it.
But
Ooh.
let's wrap up. I don't got much news for this week, but you know, one of the things too that it comes to light with the whole Atlas acquisition, I think Sega's really committed to revitalizing their offerings and creating new intellectual property, new IPs for short. And you know, because Sonic is kind of losing his oomph, and you know, it's expected. Nintendo somehow pulls it off. They keep regurgitating their first party games, and people keep buying them. They're the exception, not the rule. So they're definitely evolving their strategy, I think. So it's cool to see that. Atari, all right, moving on. Atari is coming out of bankruptcy, and they might make a strong comeback. So I'm kind of hopeful for that because we need more competition.
Are you
How did they
serious?
achieve that?
They
What
set
game
up a
did they
payment
publish?
plan.
Huh?
They set up a payment plan. Sorry, payment plan instead of payment pass. They have a payment plan, and I think they're gonna pay off $3.2 million little by little to get out of the bankruptcy status. Because the way it works is when you file for bankruptcy,
Well, we know how bankruptcy works, but I'm just trying to
I
figure out
don't.
why.
well, for people in the
Why?
audience might not know that. People
Why
in the
are they
audience
trying to
might
get
not
out of
know.
bankruptcy? Because I'm guessing the reason being is that the reason they went into bankruptcy is they didn't stick with the times, right? Am I right? I don't know. I'm not that old. I'm not.
You know, I think it was a combination of that, not having fresh content, and also.
So are they coming out with like a new console?
No, I doubt that. I think
They need to if they're gonna make it. I'm serious.
No,
That's
no.
just how
They're
it
gonna-
is.
They're
you'd
gonna
have to
come
be
out-
insane to
They're
come
gonna
out with another
with
console.
the
here.
Atari Play.
The
Well,
Atari Play.
Actually,
For what, like
I
handheld?
retract that.
Like,
No,
like
it's
a little.
It's gonna be foot held.
Atari could make a console. Now the thing is, right now the way the marketplace is, I think that we can only support 3 major platforms, and I'm not counting mobile devices and handhelds or whatever. That doesn't count. But 3 major home consoles, I think, is what the market really can't support before it topples over. And we've seen this time and again. I think Atari could make a console if they made a console that was strictly dedicated to like retro style games, was accessible for indie developers, and was priced very attractively. So like really cheap people, like imagine if Atari made a deal with Steam, with Valve, and they put Steam OS on their console. They could play all the Steam games on their console, and maybe some exclusive content that they also offer through their own marketplace. That would be a really smart strategy because now Steam OS, that is part of the news. Steam OS
But
did
again,
release.
again, they have to come out with a new console.
I'm just gonna put this out there. I have no idea what a smart move for them would be. Honestly, I think I just cut my losses.
There is none. They're done. They're
I don't
done.
think so.
There's no coming back. I'm
I think-
sorry.
I
Yes,
think we
we're
need
gonna-
competition.
We're No, we're gonna claw our way out of bankruptcy. We're gonna pay out this what was it, 3.2 billion or million?
I think it was million. I may have
Million
misheard.
sounds more appropriate.
$1 million. Okay, even $3.2 million. How? What are you gonna come up with that's gonna make you that much money?
You'd be surprised. Sometimes all it takes
Well,
is
no,
one hit
seriously,
release.
they need to come up with a whole new arsenal of games, a whole new console, a whole new controller setup because they have the old 4-button or 6-button controller setup. Actually, they have the 2-button controller setup. The joystick and the button. Joystick button. That's it.
Well, Atari for a
have
long
to
time.
say-
They've been a software developer for a long time, so
I have to say that I think a smart move on their part would not necessarily be to whip out a new console and a new setup of games, but possibly one of their better options would be to partner with games or partner
That's-
with other companies that are successful and being able to contribute what they can to get a foothold. And
Yeah.
then maybe from that point, get their own launch off and break
But
off.
they have to be really, really careful about doing that because
They
if
do.
somebody
They
like
do.
Sony or somebody likes, Microsoft, if they get any kind of foothold into that company, Atari's gone. I'm sorry.
Especially-
That's all.
Microsoft will definitely do it. Don't
I mean,
go to
Microsoft is trying to get
Run,
they try.
Run!
Oh my god!
I am a
So
house.
I look at it. I look at his spot right there in his face, and he's like, ah. Ugh. But anyway,
Wolverine.
Ugh.
I,
Well, I want to say that
I done
With-
lost my place.
tell you what, with the trends we've seen with there's been positive response to so many things on Kickstarter, so many indie projects, retro style games, and very simplistic kind of scaled back games that focus on fun factor rather than aesthetics and fluff. That trend is going to continue because I think gamers are finally saying, you know what, this generation, this next gen stuff is bogus. This next gen stuff happened last decade. This next gen stuff is just a little slight facelift, but the content's still the same. So people are looking for fresh new ideas, and I don't doubt that Atari could come back with some of the old games like Mr. Do's Castle or Pitfall and make those into fun games. I think they already released a spiritual successor of Dig Dug. I forget what they call it, but I saw it. I think it was on a PS Plus. They had it, and so there's a marketplace for this right now. A lot of us older gamers, we're still alive, so we would love to see this stuff. If for anything else, nostalgic reason, and to have a palate cleanser and get away from the same crap. All the FPS games that have become generic for the most part.
Right. Well, and like I said, if they do need if they are going to come back, like they're going to either need to piggyback on a bigger company or even a software company that's establishing those games so they can actually get more games or figure out some way to improve their whole setup. Because I mean, if they don't do that, then they're just basically just sinking more money into the ground. That's just going to get further in debt. That's just my opinion. I mean, really. Soldier. It's like, fucking, I'm done.
Are we still talking about Atari?
He's
I'm
too young
sorry.
to remember the glory days of Atari.
I'm sorry. My wife my cell phone just warned me, hey, you've just used 75% of your data. Oh, we've only been at this for about a week. She's already used a crap ton of data. Pisses me off.
You got to put
Pay
a
all
cap
that.
on her device, man.
I'm going to put a cap in her mouth.
Well, that's between you two.
Jeez. It's all right. I'll yell at her when she gets home at 6:30 in the morning.
We should pretend we did not hear that, so we do not become
Oh
accessories.
no! I heard it.
He heard it. He's going to... Well, he would text her if he knew her number.
You're in trouble.
Well, so I think that pretty much covers all the news. We'll get into we're gonna go into some of the stuff that's been going on in League of Legends, like the latest patch, and talking more about Yasuo now that we've finally seen Yasuo in action. But shall we go into the whole PS4 versus Xbox One feature now?
No, I'm done with it. Crap.
You sure?
He's done.
We can
He
do
admits
it.
defeat.
I think we can do it in
Nope,
5
I'm
minutes.
done. Nope. Done.
He doesn't
Done.
care.
Aw.
PS4 for the win.
I'm making my
Yes.
camera right now green as hell because I don't care. Done.
He's green with envy.
No, No,
He's green with envy at how awesome
really
it is.
with the Xbox and the PS4, there's a lot of pros and cons to both of them.
There is, and that's where I agree with it. The actual
and-
hardware
and-
setup.
And where
get
I'm
it.
gonna go with it
Yeah.
is not necessarily PS4 because I have had PlayStation since PlayStation 1, since that gray box,
Mhm.
back in the day. And then I got an Xbox 360 when it came out, and I love it. And so now that I hear about the Xbox One, is actually it has an internal capture card already in it, so you can just start streaming and bam, you're there, and you can record everything.
Yeah.
The PS4 doesn't. I mean,
PS4
that
does
is a
have an-
very does not have an internal capture card.
That's not what I'm
built in
talking
already.
about. Urgh. Okay,
What
what
I'm
I'm
saying,
talking
though-
about is I heard that PS4 is set up to where you can go straight to Twitch with it.
Yes.
It's not
But
necessarily
that's
a capture card.
but that's a software feature. Though. That's
Yeah,
easy
but
to
that's
it's a
a
change.
software
software.
feature. Yes.
You can get that on Xbox One as well.
Oh, I'm
not-
saying
Well, you
can't.
can actually, yes, you can. My buddy
arguing?
hasn't. I just seen him do it yesterday.
I'm not
I don't
arguing
know.
with you.
I'm arguing with
I'm
myself.
not.
Okay,
You're arguing with nobody.
myself. I already told you
You
that.
with yourself.
Hey, let's just go.
All right, let's move on.
But anyway, like I said, there's pros and cons to every which one.
Yeah.
I imagine that we will be getting. You know, if I bug him enough, he'll probably get an Xbox One. If I bug him enough, especially if we can play the same games in the
Who, me?
future.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I probably would. I really don't care. I just personally, I've always enjoyed the Sony stuff, and it's all comes down to game exclusives. That's what it really comes down to: is which game exclusives do you want, or buy both and get it all.
But see, well,
Yeah.
but now too. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, you can get Madden on Xbox too.
Yeah.
I thought
That's
you
the
always
thing.
had-
There's
That's
nothing
one of the
to-
bigger games of the year. Is you get Madden 25, you can get it for Xbox too.
You can get it for both, can't you?
Yeah, what I'm saying,
Yeah.
you can get them
Yeah,
for
that's
both.
fun.
There's nothing exclusive. The only thing exclusive is the EA games. I mean, which is who
Is it?
cares? I'm getting Madden. Well, I don't even know if that's exclusive anymore, but we're not, like I said, we're not going to get into it. But you guys, if you
Aw,
guys do want to
tease.
try one, you know, we are going to be putting some gameplay out. I'm probably going to be getting an Xbox One soon, but you know, if I do, we will be putting gameplay out. And I think Yogi's going to be. Do you have a 4? Is that what you said?
No, I'm an Xbox guy all the way.
Okay, you are.
I
Xbox
do not
guy
like
too.
the circle triangle, connect the dots controller.
But if you guys do like some console gameplay, you guys can head right over there to the youtube.com/Yogizilla, and he does play a lot of console stuff, and you guys can check that out. Well, let's get right into the league. Okay, you said you didn't want to start it earlier. What?
I said Muhaha. Because
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff
you
to
said
talk
you didn't want to
about.
start it earlier, but I think it's about time that we just get into it. We're going to talk about the new champions. New
Yasuo.
champion. What did you
Yeah, I was
say?
gonna- New champion. I said Yasuo.
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 Okay, we are going to talk about that. We are going to talk about, of course, I'm going to put out the top 10 champions played and used and deaths and all the little good stuff we got
Here
going
we
on.
go again.
Oh, you know what? So,
Uh,
Soldier, have you had having a chance to play Yasuo yet?
you know me. I have a hard time collecting enough IP to get the new champions. Consisting, there are better ones in my opinion. But I have played against Yasuo, and I have to say, I just reassert my position on the way his skills are laid out. I think he would be a great supportive killer. I have seen Yasuo just destroy people before, but he's like a Tryndamere in that case. He needs the build. If he doesn't have the build, he's not going to be able to kill.
Yeah.
And I also, his wind wall literally does stop everything but turret shots.
Yep.
I saw an Irelia fire her ult at Yasuo, and Yasuo just had his wind wall up, would not go through. It blocks everything except for turret shots. And so
Well,
I'm
actually-
highly impressed with that.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I actually bought him. Actually, yeah.
Did you?
I actually bought him, and I went straight into a custom game, and I tried to chat him out. And if you can time his Qs, because you guys know the third Q sends up a whirlwind to where if you want to do it, you can alt every single time you third Q if you catch him off.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That does so much freaking damage.
Yeah.
There are a couple of little combos that you can do. I mean, you can charge your Q up, then do a dash towards the minion or through the minion, and then hit the champion, and then by the time your third Q is up, you pop him up, ult him, and then Q again, and he's dead. And I tried it; it works.
Oh yeah,
So
against bots, it works.
No,
I mean, there's a
it
reason.
It was versus Cassidy, actually.
There's a reason people were banning him right as soon as he came out, because apparently they played against people that like really broke him. But most of the people I saw playing Yasuo sucked with him like badly. I was like laughing. But you know what? I think he would be an excellent aggressive support. But I also think he could be just about anything. He could deal the damage. He has great sustain. You know, he's got a little CC. And if you build him right, he could be really bursty too with the critical damage. So
there's a lot of Go ahead.
Especially if you get other champions with pop-up abilities, he could just you wouldn't have to worry about that Q because his Malphite ults in, and he hits all 5. Yasuo's ult's gonna hit all 5.
Yeah. So.
And it's not even a target. If those are up in the air, you're hitting your arc key as fast as you possibly can, because then you're just doing a whole bunch of damage. And then when they come down, hit the ADC first, just bam, 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 right in a row. I was gonna talk about something else. I just can't.
You can't remember what it is.
Well, it was on the new champion, the comparison.
Oh.
We're only gonna do the top 5 used this week. Of course, you guys can probably know there's only one change, actually.
Yasuo?
Yeah, believe it or not, Yasuo is the number 5 pick.
Yeah.
Of course, we have we have the Vayne, we have the Caitlyn up top.
Ezreal's still there,
and we actually have Alistar made the number 3.
Really?
Well, that is another change.
And I was joking about that. I said, watch him be in the top 5 somehow. After I said he sucks.
Did they buff him?
Yes. No. They didn't. No, they didn't buff him, but they buffed up his mechanics. With Alistar, I had a chance to do it, and I have a really good ADC buddy that's just amazing. And I said, dude, I want to go to Alistar, and I want to try to see if I can't make some plays. He's like, deal. So we started bullying the lane a little bit, and he goes, let's just hide and come up. He goes, use your flash, go through it, pulverize it, knock the support back into me, and I'll destroy her. I flashed in, pulverized, knocked the support back into him. Before the support hit the ground, it was dead. I did half the damage just with my pulverize and my headbutt. And I was like, dude, it's on. So he went up, he was like 10-6 or 1-6 or something like that. It was just amazing.
Wow.
Awesome. Alistar for support is amazing. Alistar for jungle is actually really good too. Back to the new champion. A lot of people are actually using him for some actual jungling. Because what's his build? It's attack speed and movement speed, right? And crit.
Yeah,
it's the same as a Tryndamere build. So you're getting your static shiv and you're getting your zeal. Then what? You're getting your IE.
Yep, definitely. That's
and then basically you're going for ganks, and bam, 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 they're dead. There's nothing anybody can do.
I mean, he gets increased critical chance, so you gotta just increase that critical damage, and oh my gosh, it'll be nasty. Well, some people were saying that he's a really good. I've been seeing a lot of stuff about him being a really good solo mid too. I'm like, I can see that working actually.
I actually played him solo mid, and the only thing that I can say is it's not hard, but it's almost like playing Gragas. Okay. Yeah. Because Gragas, when he actually physically hits somebody in an auto attack, it's actually a headbutt. So the same thing with Yasuo, when he actually auto attacks, it's actually with his sword. You can farm from a distance with his Q, and then basically if you want to go in and or do a couple scare tactics or something like that, depending on where your junglers are at. I mean, there's lots of ways that he can be used mid and be used effectively, especially against champions like Syndra, Kassadin, even a Lucian top. So I mean, or Lucian mid, sorry, that he can actually go against, because it's whatever how you got play styles that are different from everybody. If I can play him on mid, there's not one another person Faker might not be able to play him at all mid, which he probably can, of course, but still, you know what I mean though. I mean, there's just Sometimes, I mean, Faker. I think he said one of his his worst champions, is like Rise or some. I mean, one of the the oldest mids in the game, is one of his worst champions. Go figure.
Yeah.
Because
that amazing since it's-
Faker is a freaking Irelia player or an Ari player. Freaking all the Syndra. He's a hell of a LeBlanc player. Karma.
He's a Syndra player and he finds Rise hard.
No. I'm saying that's one of his worst champions because he doesn't play it anymore.
Okay.
Never
Oh,
mind.
I thought
You missed the whole thing.
I was thinking. Shut up.
Well, a lot of people don't build Rise that well, but that's a whole different topic. They kind of get so stuck in the whole building mana thing, and they don't think about some of the other benefits to building him in certain ways.
Yeah.
Once you get a tier and you upgrade a tier, I think
A lot of ages and tier.
Yeah, Rod of Ages and tier, I think is more than enough. Then you can build counter build against according to the game. But people just keep building mana. It's like, well, what about a Lich Bane would be good, or Iceborne Gauntlet?
Frozen Heart if you're having trouble with ADC.
Yeah, Frozen Heart
and defense. Yep.
So many ways you can build him tanky, or for CC. Rise is still very viable. I love
Spirit
Rise.
Visage would probably be a good thing on him. I just think of because
His
it's
ult.
spell vamp from its ult.
Yeah.
I think that would work out, especially if you're having problems against the other.
There's a lot of other things that Rise can take besides Spirit Visage.
And what I'm talking about is the health boost that you would get from using his ult. Because he gets spell vamp from his ult, which would increase his spell vamp that he gets back.
Yeah. Especially if you build more spell vamp on top of that. And he does a lot of bursts.
Tried it out? Is it worth the cost?
Hell if I know, dude. I'm just saying it's a possibility. It just came to mind.
Of course. Any
I don't play Rise. I don't think I
built him like that before.
I find Rise to be less of a burst now and more of a consistent damage since you can spam his Q.
Yeah. But he still melts people with that burst combo.
Oh, yeah, he still does really well. It's just my preference is just to destroy. Just instantly melt people.
So you like more Brand then?
I like a Kali. I don't have Brand amazingly enough. I'd like to get him. He seems to melt real well.
Yeah, he definitely melts.
He does, but you got to get him like at least a kill or two.
Yeah.
Don't do that, you are screwed. If you get behind with Brand, done.
And Brand can melt
squishy.
entire teams.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Ugh.
It'd be done. Just because I went against a Brand when I was playing Gragas, and he got behind one kill literally, and I snowballed it into he didn't get one kill the whole game. I think he got one on a freaking pick on a freaking 25% ADC or something like that.
Yeah.
Gragas versus Brand mid lane.
Yeah, I was scared.
Yeah, that's just that's bad right off the bat.
That kind of brings up that match I had this past week when I played a Kali. I saw a Lux, and so I thought Lux was going mid. So I went a Kali because I figured a Kali would be a good counter to Lux. Turns out it was a Lux support, and then Gragas got picked later. So I went against Gragas as a Kali, and the only thing that I could do was not feed. I could not do any damage to him. I just got what farm I could, and I just hid. But it did reach a point where our Twitch was more fed than their Gragas, and we were actually able to defeat them. Because once Gragas was dead, they had nothing. I could melt everyone else, but Gragas, oh gosh. My choices at this point are either Gragas or Kha'Zix is my next pick.
Yeah, I watched that. I watched that game.
Yeah, disgusting on my part.
But on the flip side, you got the pentakill on that one game you played as a Kali with us.
Shut up. I did not.
You got a pentakill.
No, I didn't. You stupid.
No, you didn't. You stole his kill. I watched
Yes,
it.
he did.
I will
Stupid
put
son of
that.
a gun.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happened. I was watching it. They were streaming one night, and they were playing a game, and I wasn't available. I had to do something with my family, and they're like, "Hey, I think Soldier texted me and says, dude, we're actually doing pretty good in here." So I jumped on and I watched it, and they're just going off, and Soldier just went ham on everybody. Kill, double kill, triple kill, quadra kill, and he's sitting there. He's like, "I got the penta, yeah!" And then Yogi comes up and goes,
No.
"Kill."
That was my tax for tanking all the
Ace.
damage.
I was like,
That was his
took
tax
his
for never helping mid
pentakill.
lane. That was his
You
tax
took
for never
his pentakill.
Oh, disgusting.
You didn't need help mid lane. You were dominating mid lane. Our top lane was hurting. I had to help Joe so many times. And that's what.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was amazing. Yeah. All I could do is sit there with my mouth open, saying, "I can't believe. Why wouldn't he just walk away? He stayed there. I'd be mad as hell."
I am not a very violent individual unless it's I don't know. I was just shocked that a friend would do that to me.
I'm sorry. I won't troll you
was just
again.
hurt.
Friend? What kind of friend is that? Jeez.
Hey!
No longer a friend. That's what that is.
No doubt. Holy
Tear.
crap.
Tears.
Stealing pentas.
Tears. Oh
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
He's crying.
He's got tears of joy. I've got tears of sorrow.
Hey, we carried that team. We both carried. We were the highest kills and highest assists.
Whoa. I like to think I
Alright.
carried it solo.
We're gonna
Okay.
move right into the next segment, guys. Let me play some music here in the background while we move over. And this one right here will do. And welcome to Horseplay once again with Obi-Wan X2 right here. Up top, we got Yogizilla. Down bot, we got Soldier Z. You can hit all three of us on Twitter at Obi-Wan X2, at Yogizilla, and at Soldierism. It's almost like orgasm,
Don't
but
forget
it's
the
like
Z at the end.
soldierism.
Soldierism.
It's not. That's your YouTube.
You said YouTube. You
Your
said
Twitter.
You said
Twitter at Soldierism. Hey,
Uter.
leave me alone. Welcome to. We're gonna pop out. We're gonna start off with right here. Yogi, we got some dusting off. We got some doing we got going on.
Yeah.
You
Oh
taking out the
man.
duster.
So yeah,
You taking out the duster right now?
yeah. We'll do the dust off. We'll do the dust off, man.
All right, welcome to the Dust Off. This is where we just dust off the old games and bring them back to life. Yogi, what are we dusting off this week, dude?
So yeah, last week, episode 1, I didn't have much of a gaming week. It just was crazy with all the holiday craziness, going on. But this week has been an awesome week for gaming, and I've gotten back into a lot of different games. SolForge is one of them, and I tell you, that's one of the best games to stream. Because every time I stream that, I get tons of people in the chat, and it's such an amazing community compared to just about any other game, but especially any other TCG. They're so supportive, So I love streaming SolForge. I'm gonna try to do more of that. I still got some level of skill in that, but I won most of my matches, but one guy completely demolished me. It was crazy. So I'm still shaking the rust off on that, I guess, after like a 2-week hiatus, which in that game is a long time. And supposedly on that, they're going to have a new update, introduce new cards, new mechanics, new gameplay modes, and maybe even tournaments. So that's going to be a huge thing, because they need a refresher. 'Cause apparently a lot of people moved over to Hearthstone, and they're not showing SolForge the love. Because most people that went into SolForge went there until they could get into the Hearthstone beta.
Well, I am actually getting something here. Let me turn my camera back on real quick. I used to go to the restroom real quick. So, but I'm actually we're going to be getting a couple beta keys. So here in the future, the next couple episodes here, guys, we're probably going to be doing a giveaway for a beta key for Hearthstone right here on the show. So hopefully you guys are assholes. I'm going to say it. You guys are assholes. I'm telling you that right
I
now.
had to do my Home Alone face.
Did you get that whisper, dude? Yeah. Soldier. But anyway, let's continue with that. I figured I'd put that out there just because, everybody wants to play Hearthstone, and I'm probably going to be playing it. I might be starting a Hearthstone game maybe a half hour before the show next week, maybe if I can. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe to see it. But anyway, go ahead, Yogi. And
So yeah, kind of along the same vein, I've been trying to get back into scrolls, but it's like with TCGs, you can only juggle so many of them because usually it takes so long, so at any given moment I'll play Magic, or I'll play SolForge, or I'll play Scrolls, or I'll play maybe Might and Magic just for fun, just shits and giggles, Yu-Gi-Oh! I revisit that every now and then. Yeah, that's a legitimate game. That's right, Soldier. It's a legitimate game.
I like it.
There's a lot of depth in that game. But yes, I definitely want to get back to Scrolls because in Scrolls they got a mode called Judgment, which is their version of draft play, and I like the way they did that. So I think draft play and sealed any kind of sealed deck, sealed pack mode in TCGs is the way to go. It keeps the game fresh. It puts everybody on equal footing. So I like that a lot. And
Right.
SolForge
Question.
needs that. Yeah.
Is there an online Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yes. There is.
I will talk to you after the show, sir.
Yes, and maybe next
Why
for
don't you
next week's
Just
dust
do it
off.
right now.
Maybe for
Hey,
next
did you
week's
get
dust
that-
off.
Well,
What's up?
do
Did
you
you
want
get
to
that
promote it
whisper
right
for
now?
me, soldier?
Oh my gosh, you're making me look at things.
Yep, I know. Yes, do it right now. I do gotta take
don't-
a few minutes.
Well, yeah, at YuGiOh-online.net, that's the official Yu-Gi-Oh game. A lot of people have qualms with that, and there's some third-party Yu-Gi-Oh games. Like, there's people that do webcam-based Yu-Gi-Oh games, and that's kind of corny to me. There are some, like, cheesy Yu-Gi-Oh games where it's like you could play with your real decks, but then you go in and type in which cards you have into a little app, and you could play online, but you're really using real physical cards. So it's kind of an honor system kind of thing.
So what they do is that they are we talking about the cheesy one or are we talking about the online one?
The official one by Konami
Okay.
it's free to play, but they do monetize it through DP, which you need to dual points to
Ooh,
dual
okay.
points
Oops.
to
Oops.
battle people. I haven't played in a little while, but I definitely want to get back into it because I have a very
What's it called?
substantial collection there. It's just called Yu-Gi-Oh Online, YuGiOh-online.net. And they're up to version 4 now, I think. Last time I really played it hardcore was probably version 3.0. And last time I played, they had a lot of events. Like, they had a thing called Gunslinger, where it was a survival type thing. The further you go in the survival rounds, in the ladder, the better the rewards you unlock. And it was kind of like a gauntlet type thing. It was really cool. And you could play it over and over again.
It's just YuGiOh-online.com.
.net.
.net. Oh, that's why it looked weird.
Yeah. But, maybe next week we'll do a dust off and talk about our Yu-Gi-Oh! Online experience.
So does this one require you to have your actual real cards?
No, you start off from scratch, which I actually
Start
like.
from scratch.
My favorite thing.
I like that too because I got rid of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Buster Blader, my freaking
Oh,
you're gonna laugh at me, but my absolute favorite card was Gearfried the Swordmaster.
Oh, that's a great card.
He's a badass. It used to be Celtic Guardian, but then I saw Gearfried the Swordmaster. You can't know.
Well, they've done some upgrades to Celtic Guardian where he actually evolves into different things now, and there's synergies for him.
Oh, see,
if I'm not mistaken. Wait, am I thinking? No, they have a new version of it. I think it's called Annoying Celtic Guardian.
were you Celtic Guardian?
Yeah, where like creatures over 1900 attack can't kill him or something like that.
Oh, I think I've had that. I remember that card. I used to own it.
It's a
And
good one.
I liked it. I
Yeah.
used it on my buddies. It's hilarious. Once Yu-Gi-Oh got to the point to where once it went away from actual Yu-Gi-Oh in the series, I stopped watching it. And also, once all my friends stopped playing it, I ended up getting rid of them.
The shows are still great, and I like kind of what they're doing now with it.
I haven't seen them in a long time.
Well, yeah, I won't get too into it. I think we'll do if we get to play some Yu-Gi-Oh, we'll definitely get into a whole Yu-Gi-Oh segment. But
We will.
that's
And we
definitely
will stream it.
yeah, definitely.
Stream it. Okay. I'll let you bring up the rest of the games we'll be streaming when you dust off. This is your dust off.
All right, well,
Off.
I'll run through the list real quick. Soldier and I finally played AirMech together, and we have fun with that. And we're gonna be doing that some more.
Attention, AirMech owners, get your shit straight. I got kicked out of a match like 50 times in a row. Jeez.
Well, I tell you what, the guys at Carbon Games, shout out to them. They're really cool. Cause when that game was in closed beta, they gave me some free keys, and now obviously it's free to play, so the keys don't mean anything. But it was cool to be part of one of the first, the early adopter.
It's like how I felt at GW2. Yep. Guild Wars 2 beta tester right here.
Yeah, it's like a badge of honor, and it's a great game. They got a nice really highly engaged community. They're good people. The developers are awesome, and it's just a fun game. It's very fast paced. Unfortunately, with the latest patch, they fixed a lot of things, but then they have the random disconnections, which you experience. And it figures when I finally like start introducing to people back into certain games, especially this one. That's when the bugs come around. So it's like, oh, this game sucks, and it'll never come back into. You told me it was great, but it's just growing pains, and they'll get over it. So yeah, AirMech, awesome. It's kind of like a MOBA / RTS, and I'll leave it at that. That's actually a spiritual successor to a game called Herzog Zwei, I believe is how you pronounce it. And we'll get into that too. That spiritual success is how all these old games are coming back. I played a little bit more Orcs Must Die too, not too much. I actually meant to mention that last week.
No invites.
No, actually, that's something I wanted to mention last week we played, but I didn't play this week. I promise.
You didn't play this week, okay?
We did a lot of epic. No, I will invite you. I wish that game would have more than 2 players. It would be so much fun.
It would be great. I mean, they need to make it more like what's that one? Castle Defenders or Crystal Defenders?
Yeah, Castle Defenders. That game had a lot of
right?
potential, but the execution wasn't that great.
I think we're talking about a different game then, because the execution was just dandy.
The 3D game where you play these characters and you gotta build stuff, and then you have abilities and stuff.
Right. No, I don't know what that is. Then.
You just continue on. I'll bring it up once I
Okay.
see it again. It's on my uninstalled list.
From what I understand, actually, the console version sucks, but the PC version was great of Castle Defenders. So maybe that might be part of it. But anyway, let's see what else we got here. I played a little bit of Fez. Not typically the kind of game I would play. I streamed it too, and I think I also uploaded to YouTube already. Really cool, like Zelda-style Mario platforming game. Maybe even Castlevania-ish, where you just a lot of exploration and picking up of loot. It's some kind of degree of puzzle, but it's more platforming and exploration. And the graphical style is really cool. The characters are lovable. It's very, I didn't think I would like. I thought it was very cutesy bootsy, and it wouldn't have any substance. But it's actually really awesome. Yeah, I mean, it was
good. That's a good one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the name of the game was Dungeon Defenders.
Yeah, Dungeon Defenders. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. I kept saying Castle.
I like that.
Okay, so I might have to give it a try on the PC because the console version sucked. But yeah, Fez is a really cool game. If you like those kind of games, it's single player, but it's definitely neat. I might revisit that. Maybe even do a Let's Play. But of course, I'm not a completionist, so my Let's Plays are random playthroughs, and I never really finish it. I played a little Papers, Please. Interesting game. If you ever wanted to be Border Patrol, or INS or whatever, and keep illegals out of your country, perfect game to play.
It's very, very tedious and very,
It
very.
is.
You do the same thing over, and you guys are actually seeing this, and I've actually got the games up on the screen and on the stream here for you guys. So you guys can actually read them. But Papers, Please. I played it one time and I couldn't do it. I played for like 5 minutes, and it was just like Papers, Please. They hand them over, and then you're like, okay, yeah, you can't come in here. Rejected.
It is on sale right now, 33% off.
Yeah, which we're gonna get into. There's a lot of stuff on sale this week, and we'll do the.
Oh gosh, winter sale. Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
we're gonna
yes,
do
we have-
big segment.
We do have our
Deals for
games
cheap
for
bastards.
cheap bastards.
Yeah.
We do have that segment coming up here soon. But we a few more games that he did have, because I know I'm kind of don't want to talk over him or anything. But Skullgirls Endless Beta, how's that?
You don't like Skullgirls?
I was
never
asking
played
you
it.
because I haven't played it.
He was talking to me. I made a.
Well, if you like fighting games, it is an awesome game. It plays like you guys ever played the old Darkstalkers games?
No.
All right.
I'm
Well,
young.
for anyone that plays fighting games, if you play Darkstalkers or Marvel vs. Capcom, it's a lot like that. Really cool art style. The art style reminds me of like BioShock Infinite kind of thing, or just BioShock in general. It's got like that Art Deco kind of old school Roaring '20s kind of thing going on with rusted metal, steampunkish. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Very steampunkish in the presentation. It's got cool announcer voices. Very high production value. High production value and a high replay value if you like fighting games. And I got Skullgirls as part of a purchase. Skullgirls, I guess if you get Skullgirls now, you get the Endless Beta as along with it. And I saw that on my list and like, oh, sweet, an
Okay.
extra game.
That might be something. So if you guys are looking for that, um, uh, the Skullgirls. So you're actually going to get 2 games in one,
From what
right?
I saw,
Okay. Good.
this is my experience buying it DRM free via Humble Bundle store, which we'll get back into with our deals.
Right, guys. But the dust offs, just to refresh everybody's memory, and you guys can see it right here on the stream. We're looking at scrolls, SolForge, DotA2, Risk of Rain, Starbound, AirMechs. You guys get ready. AirMechs, fix your shit because we do want to play. Orcs Must Die, Fez, Papers, Please, Skullgirls, and you. I think he says you do get the endless beta key with it, and then Don't Starve. There are millions, or not millions. There's lots of more games that we are going to be dusting off here in the future. Don't want to cut you short, but I want this next segment. You're gonna freaking love, Yogi. This is all you, buddy.
I want to say
It's
two. I want to say
porn.
two. I want to say
Yes,
two.
it's porn.
You remember how I said last time that
Mhm.
I can't play LoL and Dota 2 side by side because it messes me up? I
Yeah.
changed my word. I changed my stance on that. I actually find them so distinct from each other now that I enjoy them both for their own reasons. So that'll be a future discussion, maybe later.
Right. Well, we do have some briefs, season passes with the bundling of multiplayer and single player content. Are the DLCs ripoffs?
Which ones?
Just in general.
DLCs in general, are they
Um,
ripoffs?
Personally,
That's the question.
I find that it depends on the video game itself. Um, DLCs such as now Magica, I bought
Great
and
game. Great
It's
game.
very neat game, very neat concept of making your own spells up, or not making them up, but such a selection of spells and how you can mix up basic spells to make more complicated ones.
Mhm.
But the actual update or the actual DLCs in those, I find them to be more cosmetic than actual worthwhile. If you are a major Magic fan and you love Yogizilla, then I would have to say that you will enjoy the DLCs. But I personally did not. I don't know if I bought a pack or if I skipped the DLCs entirely, but I think I could have done without DLCs in that type of game. But if you go
Right.
to games that are a lot bigger and that add a whole new section, like with the Elder Scrolls games,
Mhm.
those DLCs I find to be worth it, especially if you're a fan of the games, because it opens new quests, new storylines, new items, and I mean it can add. They add all kinds of new stuff to it, and it really makes it worthwhile in that type
Yeah.
of essence.
Right. Well, and I'm a first person shooter player too, so I like my Black Ops 2. I like my my
BF4.
Battlefield 4. So the DLCs that I bought for Black Ops 2, I think they're worth it because now I can play the new maps with everybody else. And this is Black
Yeah.
Ops 2 still, so I mean, don't get me wrong, but I can play the new maps with everybody else. So now I'm not getting left out, and I'm not getting put out to I'm saying I don't have to wait 20 minutes for a queue because I don't have the new maps.
Yeah.
Those I really kind of think they're a ripoff, but if you don't spend the money to get them, then you're not going to be able to play hardly.
Yeah.
You got to wait for a group to come in that don't have the new maps, and finding
Yep.
that is just damn near impossible.
Yep. It's not so bad on the consoles. On the PC, definitely. But this is how I feel about it. I hate DLCs when you know that it's stuff that they detracted from the core experience. Stuff that should have shipped to begin with, but they pulled it out not to refine it. It's probably already on the disc if you have physical media, but you pay for the right to unlock it. That I hate. I also hate when season passes are not all inclusive. To me, a season pass, if it's gonna be worthwhile, it should be all inclusive, and there should be some benefit to early adopters, because when you buy a season pass right through the gate and you're not getting any benefit other than early access to the content, you're paying full price for four DLCs or 5 DLCs, depending on how many they're going to be in a season, but you're only getting one thing, and there's a lack of immediate gratification. I would also like to see not even season pass, a lifetime pass. One time you pay and you get all the DLCs for the life of that product. Some companies should have some balls.
They won't
do
ever
that.
do that.
Oh, I know they
will
won't.
never ever do that.
Because they're too greedy.
And then it's
They're
like
too greedy.
like the conversation we had before. It's all with money. I mean, they're trying to make some money, and I understand these guys don't do that, dude. I've got that done for a reason.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
They don't do I fucking lost what I was talking about. But should they be
The
inclusive?
greedy.
Some things for different games. Some games should have all-inclusive stuff. Like if you're gonna put, and I'm gonna go back to Black Ops 2 just because this is the most recent game that I've bought in DLCs on.
Me too.
I gotta pay $14.99 for the new maps, okay? Then I gotta pay $7.99 for a new gun, and then to say, okay, if I want a new skin on my guns, I gotta pay another
Oh,
$2.99 for
gosh.
that. Then I gotta pay this. Then I gotta pay. They're nickel and diming the hell out of you.
Yeah.
That right there, I think, if they're gonna give me a new gun, and I'm gonna pay the $14.99 for the new maps, and if I'm gonna get those, that should be with the content. The skin should be. They should do that because more people would buy the new content if there was
Yeah.
extra stuff in it. The incentive to
or
actually
credits.
buy
Credits
the
towards.
DLCs, or yeah, even the credit stores. But I'm saying for somebody to say I can go off and take $50 out of my and go put it on my Steam account and actually be on my Steam account to where I can gift games, buy games, do whatever I need to do, right? If I'm going to continue and they know that I'm going to buy these games every time they come out, because they do. This guy's going to get it every time because he's gotten Black Ops 1, he's got Black Ops 2, he's got Black Ops 3, 4, 5, all the way down the road. I know there's not that many, but whatever. But
will
it's
be.
going to be they're just trying to nickel and dime everybody. So I mean, should it be inclusive? Something should be.
Yeah.
Now, like the map packs, no. If season now we're talking about season packs and bundling of multiplayer and single player content.
Yeah.
There's certain games that should have that season pass, like a first person shooter game that's online. Battlefield 4 should have a season pass to where
Yeah.
they get, anything that comes in the game over this next 6 to 7 months over the next season says, okay, hey, we just came out with a new sniper rifle because you have a season pass, you're gonna get to have this. You have to,
Yep.
you have to upgrade to it and get it, but you can unlock it faster than what somebody else would if they don't have a season pass. You know
Well,
what I mean?
here's-
Give them little and give them little incentives to actually buy the game and actually, in that essence, I don't think it's a ripoff, and I don't think that all of it should be exclusive.
Well, the counter argument is, I would like season passes to be all inclusive for at least that year, But then on the flip
Right.
side, I think I would rather have bundles where you could get all the multiplayer content for the year, all the single player content for the year separately. Because you know what? Honestly, I don't care about the single player add-ons. After I beat the
Yeah,
single
but-
player, for the most part, on a shooter, I'm there for the multiplayer, and and the reason I get a season pass is because I want to be able to play my friends and not feel left out.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, if I gotta pay extra money for more single player content, I'm probably not gonna play that game anymore.
Well, I'm just saying, I'd rather have the price
I'm
lowered on the multiplayer content and not have them bundle in this stuff and have you pay for it stuff that you don't want. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm all with the bundles. I'm all with the putting it all together. But for single player content, I've already bought the game once. If you choose to put out more single player content, then you need to either make totally new game. Don't make an expansion or a DLC of this game because why do I care about it? I play this game to play with my friends. I don't play this game to play a single player. I play a single player just because I wanted to do it.
There are weird people out there that have next gen consoles or previous gen consoles. I can't even call them next gen because they're not really revolutionary.
They're now
whatever.
gen.
They're now gen. And they didn't, even before they were next gen, they were still last year gen. But whatever. But there's people that don't connect their things online or they play single player only. Like they're not interested in multiplayer. So that's what I'm saying is like they should separate those. So you're not paying when all you want is the multiplayer content. Don't throw in single player content to up the price and pad it. I don't want that crap. I'm not gonna touch it. Leave it out there. And if I want it, I'll buy it a la carte.
Right.
So just angry about that apparently.
Well, and that's what I mean, that can be the end of the discussion, really. But there are some things that need to be inclusive. I know soldiers falling asleep too. But we're just gonna move on real quick. Deals for cheap bastards.
Ooh, I kind
The
of think.
cheap bastards. Yes, there he is, right there.
Cheap
I knew he would
bastards.
say-
Yes.
I knew he would actually look at it. Even says soldier's name.
Okay, well, if we're
Listen,
gonna
I'm happy that he bought Risk
Yeah,
of Rain though.
bastards.
Risk of Rain is on sale, I believe, for $7. Now, FTL. What does that stand for again?
Faster than light.
Faster Than Light is on sale right now. You can buy it for $4 and it is sweet.
Yeah, love that game.
You're gonna love it. I just bought it like 2 hours ago, and I love it.
Well, this is what we're gonna do. I'm actually gonna jump
I've already
on Steam.
bought- Since we've started this show this evening, I have bought 2 more packages of deals.
Your
I
wife's
am
gonna
just
kill you.
I have bought the
Your
what is it
wife's
called?
gonna murder you,
The
bro.
No, she's not. We just got a bunch of money for Christmas.
Woohoo!
Besides
And-
that, she
You
wants
start gifting some to this guy. Gifts for the win. All right, guys. The games for cheap bastards, and we're on it right now. There are so many games, and guys, I'm serious about this. You're looking at 40%, 50%, 60, 70, 80. I'm looking at one right here. It says 85% off.
which one are you looking at?
Okay. Up to 8. I think it's just up to 80. Yeah, that says 75.
Here's a
But up to
90%
80,
off.
but up to 80%. Okay, 90% off on these games. And I'm talking, guys, if you guys have ever played BioShock, it's 75% off right now, under $10.
Yep.
Dude, cheap. You're cheap. This is okay. This is all you need. I mean, there's the Space Hulk. I just see it right there. 66% off. It's $10.
And let me tell you, so worth it.
Right.
That's gonna be my next purchase probably.
Here's
here,
one I
guys.
think that you have bought, Yomar. Have you bought Electronic Superjoy?
No, but it looks pretty cool.
It's on sale. You can buy either just the original game for 79 cents, or you can buy it and the bonus content for $1.50. I'm gonna buy it because I can. I will walk down the
Yes,
street tomorrow
guys,
and I
it's
will
that-
find that much on the street.
Does it have multiplayer?
It is that easy, guys, to get.
I don't know. Let me buy it
games.
and then I'll tell you.
And I'm gonna actually set up a little box here, and we're gonna go through. It's actually on the stream if you guys want to check it out. And we're actually gonna go through the top sellers for under $10. Okay, right now we're looking at the under $10 line. And there it is. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller because then I'm going to just make everything blow up.
Not multi.
We're going to take this out.
Take it out. Pull out.
Yeah, take it off. All right, here we go, guys. This is under $10. Now, understand it. If you're cheaper than this, you might have to go down to the next block under. It says under $5, but I don't think we really need to get to that. Like I said, guys, if you guys do like BioShock, it is $9.99 right now. If you guys, and that's not just one BioShock. You got a second one down here as well. Same price, $9.99. Have you guys ever played the Borderlands?
Borderlands.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Have you
Borderlands.
$8?
For the second
Come on,
one?
guys. Cheap bastards out there. We know you're out there because we have 3 right here. We're all cheap bastards, so we do look at this game. And the game... Now, I've heard about this game, and I haven't played it yet just because I didn't want to spend the money. 75% off. It's Batman Arkham City. Okay, it's the Game of the Year edition. Okay, now, so this game has won an award of, the Game of the Year. Woo! Never know. But if you guys have ever played Max Payne 1 or 2, number 3, 60% off, and it's only $8. We're just gonna have to go through and just buy a bunch of games, guys.
You're too late. I've already bought like 10 since we've started talking about it.
All right, well, you see this guy, Soldier's the poorest one out of all 3 of us, and he's already bought 10 games. Okay, so that tells you anything right there.
Did you get
Games that
Starbound?
Games I don't think I'll ever play. But they're so cheap you can't pass it up. Electronic Superjoy, it looks like a bunch of shadows with a pink background jumping around. I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do with it. But
Exactly.
it's 79 cents. Actually, I bought the dollar.
If you guys remember DuckTales, okay?
Ooh,
You guys remember DuckTales? DuckTales. Woo!
great
You know,
game.
it is. It is a good game, and it's 40% off. It's still $8, but I think it's a really fun game if you actually want to play something funny.
Great game. That's the HD remake, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes. No.
Yeah. No?
I'll
Was-
actually check.
Here-
Regardless, it's worth it.
Monaco. It's
Well,
co-op.
and actually, it's a release August 13, 2013. So yeah, it is. It's a new one.
Here's one. Here's one, Yogi. Monaco. Looks intriguing and it's co-op and it's multiplayer.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about that one.
I bought it. Buy it.
If you
All right.
guys do like the Grand Theft Auto scene, Grand Theft Auto 4, I have it and I play it actually a lot.
I played some.
And it's only $10, 50% off. It's only a $20 game, but it actually is decent. If you guys like Counter-Strike, anybody, Counter-Strike's
Yeah.
only $8, $7.50 with a 50% off. Now, this is where it's going to get good. Now, this is the first one I'm going to buy because I do not have it and I did not play it right here. Assassin's Creed 2, $10. That game's still, but one, 2, 3 was like freaking 25 or more dollars all the time. I could never find anything for under 10. Guess what? Christmas time, it's here. $10. Assassin's Creed 2. Check that out. If you guys like the if you can
Is
you
that
stand up?
backwards? That's mirrored.
And that's the opening. And
Oh, we see it fine too. Actually, it's
Oh,
right.
okay.
Yeah, it looks
is-
great.
This
It's very
is the
clear.
1 and 2 collector's edition.
Very nice.
And
I
Very
am
two-
doing a
If you
playthrough
guys-
of the entire series on my YouTube.
2 is the introduction of Ezio Auditore, I believe is how you pronounce it. I think he's the
Hey,
best
don't
character in the
ruin shit
series.
for me, please.
No, I'm just
Please.
saying he's the
Shut
best
up,
character in the
Yomar.
series.
Yomar, shut.
I will come to Georgia and beat your.
It's not a spoiler though.
Spoiler alerts.
It's not
But
a
anyway,
spoiler.
if you guys have ever played it, it's kind of like I really kind of think it's kind of like a StarCraft type deal, but it's Age of Empires. If you've never played it, this is the game I used to play back when internet was
Old game.
sparse, when internet was brand new, and we only could play with like somebody that was in the same house because you could set up a LAN some sort.
Yeah.
But it's really good if you guys want to go all through and go all Age of Empires on some Romans. Battlefield 2 is actually $9.99 as well. We're gonna get through a few more. If you guys do like any kind of simulations or anything like that, there is an airport simulator. And the one thing I do want to say though, okay, Soldier plays it, I play it. Yogi, have you started playing it yet?
Playing what?
War Thunder?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I did, and I'll talk
What-
about
what-
that in a
War
little
Thunder,
bit.
what?
guys.
Oh, War Thunder.
War Thunder. Let me get
Good
to it
stuff.
right here. And I want to show you guys something. Now, you guys that have already are playing it, you guys already know what's going on, right? You guys see this little box I got going on right here? War Thunder is free. Okay, let me say that again, because I mean I'm sure
Spell
I
it
just
out.
gave somebody a heart
In case
attack.
they can't hear very well, they want you to spell it out.
Wait. I'm gonna do it again. Okay.
Sign language.
War Thunder is free.
F.
Free.
Free. R-E-E.
Okay, yes. What's that mean? It's free. You don't have to pay for it. Now there are things that you do, like if you want to like get a faster upgrades or something like that, you can put money into it. It's kind of like League of Legends. You don't have to pay for it, and you can get anything you want. You just gotta fly the planes.
And if you are the type of person that really gets into it, you can purchase a premium account, which all it does is boost your rewards. It does
Yeah.
not give you any instant well, there is instant access, but to different planes. But you can get a premium account if you want, and you can actually earn more rewards, more money, more golden eagles. You get more stuff if you enjoy it. If not, you're not at a loss. I've never purchased it, and I love it.
Well, the
Your
bundles
game-
on Steam aren't they still 50% off?
Hold on, I'm not getting to that yet. Now, what I was
Shut
saying, guys, there it is. You guys see it right there. It's free to play game. And this is how it is if I didn't have it installed either. Now, here's something. Now, I want to warn you guys, if you guys do decide to play this, the War Thunder Stream Pack or Steam Pack. Now, it does offer you some premium planes, 2 single-player campaigns, 1 month of premium account upgrades, and 1,700 gold lions. Right now, it is worth it. 30% off. It's $17.49. Right now, it is worth it. If you wait till this goes up, it is not worth it. You're spending more money than what you would spend if you just play the game for a month. But right now, the 1749, if you want to spend that and you want to get the Eagles and the free couple airplanes, which are really good airplanes, but right now I wouldn't even spend it at all. Get to learn the game, play the game. You guys want to join the Wolf Pack? We'll ditch you in. Guess what? I'm a recruiter. Woohoo! We'll get you in Wolf Pack, and you'll be able to fly with us anywhere in the air, do historicals and whatever. Now, there are DLCs to this game as well, just like every other downloadable content. Of course, you can pay for it. Extra planes and extra packs. It's not really, I mean, if you really want to buy the whole thing and actually have the best of the best until you play for a few days, you're looking at about $60, and it's really not worth it to me, so I wouldn't suggest anybody buy it. But other than that, it is free, guys. I do want to say that again. It's free. Come play with us. We will welcome you into the Wolf Pack. Bam.
All right, Obi, have you
Games for
showed them?
cheap bastards.
Have you shown them the community choices? The community choice sales right now, Faster Than Light for sale, 66% off, $4, but that is only on for the next 4.5 hours. You do vote for the next one that you want the discount on. The one with the most votes, you get to buy next round. Also, with Steam doing its snow globe thingamabob trading cards, I never really got into that. Every 2 votes gets you a new card.
Yep.
Every 3 votes gets you a snow globe card. Never mind. Every 3 votes gets you a new card. So just voting 3 times to get you an amazing snow globe card. For those of you who enjoy that.
And the votes go up every 8 hours, I believe.
Yes, every 8 hours is when they change the game to the next one that you pick. So go there, pick the game that you want.
I know exactly where they are. They are.
And then buy it later if everyone else agrees with you.
Very nice.
I like it. And also, I want to give an honorable mention to Typing of the Dead, which also is also on sale. And it's actually a surprisingly fun game. And I have some videos and streams of that coming up. There's some up right now. That game will make you laugh, especially if you get the DLC, the Filth DLC. They make you type some of the most obscene stuff. Like, one of the things was, I don't know if it's appropriate to even say. You'll see in my stream. They use the word vagina in very interesting ways. Let's just
Sexual tyrannosaur.
Yeah.
Sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Sexual Tyrannosaurus is one of the good ones, man.
Let's not get too
That will help
there.
those of you who are wanting a typing degree to type fast.
Yeah. It's a good incentive to learn.
Education, people. Children education.
I also want to say, War Thunder, I might have to tweak the settings, but I did not enjoy it playing it with a controller, and I have a really good gamepad.
Controller.
The mouse and keyboard is so much easier. I don't get it. It must be something with the way the driver they have. But I was flying. This is my plane, just swerving all over the place, and I was just tapping. I mean, my gamepad has adjustable hi-hats, analog sticks, and I made it so that it was less responsive, and I was still like barely nudging it and going wee all over the place.
You need to go keyboard and mouse unless you actually got a joystick.
I do. I just don't know where it's at. I had a force feedback.
All right. This is
good,
the
that's the way
end
to do
of
it.
the deals for cheap bastards, and I'm just gonna start some music while we're actually getting into the next segment here. The last segment, dude, it's 12:30 already, so we're actually getting into the last few segments of the night.
Woohoo!
Dun, dun, dun.
I want
Dum,
to
dum,
miss you
dum. We go through $10 deals on Steam. Of course, you guys remember Humble Bundle. Make sure you guys check that out. Some good games. Once again, and I'm just going to mention it just because it's my clan, and I love you guys. Wolfpack, if you guys do want to play War Thunder, check us out, Wolfpack. We will get you guys in there. All you got to do is go in there and go in the game, search Squadrons, and search for Wolfpack, and then just apply, and we will get you in there. All you got to do is just jump on TeamSpeak every now and then, chat with the squadron, and they'll pretty much leave you alone, let you do what you need to do. So, hope to see you guys in the air. What we're getting ready to start right now, is nothing other. Does anybody know?
I'm suspicious. I won't speculate,
What are you
though.
suspicious of right now, though?
I don't know. I don't think we've done enough LoL coverage.
Free balling!
Oh, I should have known.
Here we go.
You
Free
should've
balling
seen
time,
that
guys.
coming.
Yeah, you should have seen that coming. Here we go.
Oh boy.
All right, this is the segment right now, right here, that we just free ball. You guys know.
I better
You're
take my
free
pants
balling.
off.
Oh crap! Here we go.
Oh, not. Oh, no, okay. Wrong free ball.
Not physically. But this is the segment where we just talk about whatever. If you guys are on here and you guys do want to talk about a topic, hit us up in Twitch chat. Hit us up by Obi1X2 at Yogizilla at Soldierism right here on Twitter. Ask us the questions. We don't care. If it's dirty, we'll think about and actually saying it out loud. Actually, we will say it. We'll answer any fucking question. I don't care. Let's do it right now. What the topic?
Girls.
Oh my god! Topic. Here's the topic of the night, guys. This is the topic right here.
Topic of the night.
I lost it. Where'd it go?
Topic of the night is where did the topic go?
Exactly. There it is. Where did the topic go? No, here's not.
It's in my pants.
Obi's not gonna know.
Oh,
No, not
there
gonna
it
want
is.
to know where I think.
In the
it went.
pantaloons.
Yeah, baby, it's down there.
Hell yeah.
Scary place.
Oh yeah, you know what? Blow it out your ass.
That is down there too.
Someone paid attention in anatomy and physiology.
I didn't.
Yeah, you know.
take those classes.
All right, here we go.
Where are we going?
Comparison. Yogi, if you just look at your log, you're gonna know exactly what I'm gonna say here in a second. Comparison of LoL versus Dota 2 economies.
Obi, have you even played Dota 2?
I have.
Okay, then we're all on fair ground.
Okay, who's starting this off?
You
We're gonna let you go. You got the experience.
So all right, so I play a lot more
good
Dota.
right here, the bad down there, and the ugly up top. Yogizilla right here. Comparison with LoL and Dota 2.
Yes, specifically the economies. That's the first thing I'm going to start off with, because there's a lot of key differentiators, which is, originally LoL was basically a ripoff of Dota, and it's kind of it created its own ecosystem and kind of things that differentiate it, even though a lot of the champions are regurgitations of Dota champions. But what LoL tends to do is that they'll combine Dota champions into one, or take 2 or 3 Dota champions and then combine them into one. So you get a master of many, jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing. But the main thing is the economies. I've said it time and again. I can't stand League of Legends economy. I think pricing skins as much as a champion is stupid. But again, people that they really are going after there. Will pay anything because they want the bragging rights of it's a premium item. It's kind of like a status quo kind of thing. It's like I'm better than you because I could buy these skins. But Dota 2 is just so generous with the amount of rewards you get. Every match you get drops, and essentially you get the equivalent of skins for free on Dota 2 just for playing, whether you win or lose. Apparently, I haven't lost yet, so I can't say that. I've actually been winning, which is surprising. I suck, But it's so generous with that. They don't do skins either. They do in the equipment, their sets, and each individual item makes a whole skin essentially. So you could you could dress up your characters like a rag doll type thing, a little paper doll type thing. But there's a lot more stuff available in Dota 2 to buy, but so much of it you can earn, and it's they don't try to force the issue. You have access to all your champions right off the bat.
Right.
So you can really experiment and find the kind of roles and champions that best suit your play style and situations. So, that's a huge thing. I hate, LoL is free to play, and yeah, you could say the argument, well, you could get every champion for free and not spend a single red cent, but who's gonna grind 6,300 IP or 7,600, 7,300, whatever amount of IP it is for one of the high-end champions? It's crazy. That's like more than a week's worth of play for most people.
Well, that's a lot more than a week's worth of play for some people. But with me playing both of them, yes, I mean I know for a fact that a lot of Dota 2 players will dog the hell out of League of Legends. Just be, oh,
Yeah.
that's a knockoff. That's a knockoff. That's a knockoff. Yes, it is. But you look at players like, and I'm gonna just say it, like me. Okay, now if I start playing Dota 2, all right, I started playing League of Legends first, and then I played Dota 2, and then now I come from having to look at just a few pieces of gear and learning how to make them, and then going into Dota 2 and looking at a piece of gear, and there's 1,700 ways to build the damn piece.
Yeah.
And then you get lost because you spent too much time in the freaking bank, and then your lane gets pushed. And then you go out there to go push back your lane. Then you die because you're too weak because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Welcome to the old me moment.
Yeah, there you go.
Now it's in the moment.
The moment is here. But no, it's not. It's just when you get a game like that, for somebody to, and I will tell anybody, and I will suggest this to anybody, if you're gonna play League and Dota 2, play Dota 2 first. I'm sorry to say, play Dota 2 first, because Dota 2 is a lot more. I don't want to say it's not harder, because it's not, but it's a lot more in depth in what you're doing, what kind of sets you're building, and it's actually sets, and it's not pieces of gear. I mean, this piece of gear is gonna help this other piece of gear that I'm gonna build here in a minute. You know, it's working with your the gear that you're actually able to build more than with just how strong your champion or how OP your champion is. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion anyway. And Soldier, I mean, what do you got to say about it?
What I noticed, I started out with LoL. I didn't start out with Dota 2. My main key points is that Dota 2 can feel a little bit overwhelming at first, especially when you come from LoL. I mean, you start out with just the free champions, and you have to steadily earn your way to more champions. So you actually have to get to know champions before you buy them. Dota 2, I was completely confused the first time I played it. I still am pretty confused about the gameplay of Dota 2. Yomar's gonna have to show me otherwise on how to play it properly. But the things that confused me about it were the fact that first you get to pick whatever champion you want. No idea who I should have picked. Secondly, the items that they build, the shop is, when you compare it to League of Legends,
So
it's
confusing.
a lot. Yes, very confusing for me.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like, what do I buy? Why do I buy this? What
Well,
are the,
League,
you know?
League was originally like that. It wasn't always like so nicely categorized. They made it really easy now.
It's not even the point that it's categorized. Okay, with the recommended builds that League of Legends does, Dota 2 doesn't do that.
No, they do have that now.
They do have that.
They do have the recommended.
They do have
okay,
recommended,
then I'm
and
that
that's-
far off on it. And that's my bad. But
Yeah.
That's what I always did. I just went with the recommended because I had no idea what I should really be buying.
Mhm.
That also being said, I didn't know what the items did.
exactly.
Also,
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about the skills, and every time I went into a fight, it felt like I would lose all my health instantly,
Oh yeah.
and the enemy wouldn't get hit at all, even though I'm smashing the keyboard with all my might. So, and also one of the, this is probably more of a personal issue with it is that the graphics, when you compare them, are so different, so very different.
Yeah.
When I look at League of Legends, I see refined, smooth. I can actually see the skills working really. I can actually see the skills working.
Lanes.
Yes, I can see the lanes. I can see everything working smoothly, unless of course there's a glitch. Which Dota 2, it felt like everything was blocky, chunky. I couldn't tell if an enemy champion was using a skill. I couldn't tell. Well, I probably couldn't tell who the enemy champion was because I didn't know anybody and I hardly played it. But honestly, between the two of them, it's your personal preference. They are the same style of gameplay. They're both MOBA. Other than that, I think they're completely different. To say that one is copying the other from Champions is to say that Star Wars and Star Trek copied from each other because they were in space and they all had lasers.
Well, that is a reality
that's-
because Dota, the original Dota, which is why I actually have a background in that, which started on Warcraft 3. LoL basically stole all the ideas off of that because they were first to market, and Dota 2 it has been catching up since then. You know, so if you look at the original champions on
Riot basically all Riot did versus what Blizzard or what Dota 2 did is Dota basically in the beginning did not market it efficiently enough to where they could like lock down the idea.
yeah.
So then League of Legends says, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to come in here. Riot's like, hey, we're going to come in here. We're going to make a game just like this. We're going to make it simpler, have the same version, have that big 5v5 map.
Yep.
The big, it's diagonal. And then, of course, they got the Dominion, then the Twisted Tree line, and, of course, the Howling Abyss now. But have it to where it's simplified. Your stuff is very, if you're an ADC, you're going to want lifesteal and attack damage. You of course your BF sword with your vamp scepter to make a bloodthirster. So if you're a tank, you're going to go something such as a Spirit Visage for the regen, or a Warmogs for the health, or a Sunfire Cape for the extra added DPS if you're if you're playing somebody like a Zaka or a Necton top. But it's blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
So hello. Okay, yeah, I'm just reading what he's typing on here, but
No, don't
there's
get
a whole
distracted.
but I think that's what they did, and they're all, like I said, the Dota 2 players continuously, League of Legends was stole from us, and if you can't play Dota 2, you ain't shit. Well, okay, that's fine, but Mr. Dota 2 player, how much money are you making a year compared to this League of Legends pro player? You guys are both pro. Who's making more? Who's got the popularity right now? You basically sit on a back burner, so when League of Legends is not casting, then we can come watch Dota 2. That's how it is. I'm telling you, there was a Dota 2 tournament. This was about 6 months ago. It was a spring split for Dota 2. They had like 80,000 people on. They were just bam. But as soon as the LCS started for League of Legends, Dota 2 lost 50,000 of their viewers, and they went to League of Legends. So if that tells you where the viewership is going right now, I mean, Dota needs to simplify the game.
And
they have in many regards, actually.
I think that's what Dota's main the reason why they lose or don't have as many players is that the graphics seem more clunkier, and which isn't the main thing, but the main thing is that they overwhelm you at first. They've turned it's not a game for a casual gamer. It's if you're gonna play Dota, you're gonna play some Dota. Other than that, League, you can hop on and you can learn it fairly quick.
But I got a question for you guys, real quick.
What?
You know how League of Legends has the tutorial section now, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where you can't go into a regular game no matter what until you get at least level 5.
Yep.
You mean draft?
You have to play against bots.
Yep.
What? They just did that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know some people that are making
Does Dota
Smurf
2 have
accounts.
something like that? Does it have a teaching section?
It
Yes.
does have a tutorial. It has a tutorial. I played through the tutorial.
Because when I played it last, it didn't have shit. So
yeah,
they've
got a
fixed
tutorial,
so
but
many
that's it.
things now. Let me tell you, like I said, I played the original Dota games that arguably started the MOBA craze. Definitely launched the MOBA craze. Not necessarily created MOBAs, but definitely made it a mainstream thing. And it was overwhelming for me to get into the Dota 2 closed beta. It was just like, whoa, there's just so much going on. With the graphics, the engine is beautiful, but there's just so much going on. I recommend, until you get used to it, turn off the shadows, turn off the environmental effects. Because if you have snow and rain falling down and all this stuff going on and particle effects, there's like so much going on. Your brain explodes. But I do feel now that I've come back to it fresh after a month or two of not really touching it. Now that I've really come back to it fresh, I feel like you can play casually, and I have. I've been able to just play it and not feel like super competitive and not really think too hard and not lose my lane. And I've been carrying my teams consistently, even though I'm rusty. So you can play casually. You just gotta know. You gotta get into a mindset where you realize the key differences between the games. One of the things is the way it's designed, you don't really leave your lanes unless you're ganking or supporting another lane somehow, or you're retreating because you have to, because there's couriers, and the couriers are shared and they bring your loot to you. That's a big difference. You don't have to back, and you can't back unless you get a teleportation scroll. So that's a big, that's if you're coming off a LoL, that's like a huge thing, because you're like, I can't teleport, how do I get back to base? I gotta walk back, and you're losing so much time. And so unless you know that beforehand, you know, it sucks. You're missing out on experience. I think another big thing that turned people off was that for the longest, Dota has been a huge focus on farming. Now it's not so much. Like, you know, a lot of people are like, the biggest thing pro players are big on is like, look at all the last hits I got, and look at all the denies I got, and that makes it so tedious, and that's where it can't be casual. But I've been in a lot of games, and I saw firsthand that farm is not as important now, and you can even have.
Well,
Go ahead.
and you gotta remember too with League of Legends now too. I mean, you got the supports that are making over 10K gold in a 30-minute game.
Yeah.
So you're looking at all the boosted items that a support can get. So, I mean, if you're a fiddlestick support and you can actually you got to do is get your wards, and then you can go into the tier and go into the Route of Ages and start getting some bonus damage out. So then you can help your ADC more. I think that's going to be one of the best, I mean, really decisions that they've made to actually improve the team fight aspect of League of Legends as a whole. You know what I mean? And like I said, I will get back on Dota and play some.
Yeah, let's get it going. I'll show you guys the ropes. I'm telling you, I've enjoyed it so much that, you know, I don't even care about I mean, LoL without a doubt stole Dota concepts blatantly. Some of the stuff is just regurgitation.
You can't really say that because you don't really know.
I do know, because I know the guys that developed the games personally.
Yeah, but you don't. But I'm saying you don't. Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying it's a fact. They took advantage of timing, and you know, I don't hate them for it. Put the BS aside,
business, man.
All the politics aside, I love both games for their own reasons, and you can and should enjoy them side by side. That's all I'm saying. You know, I know the roots of the games and how the people that started off the game, like Ice Frog and Penguin, they split off and their own companies and did their own thing and took a lot of their own ideas and added them to what was already there, you know.
Right.
And Dota 2 is essentially more of the same for people that already played original Dota, but they are doing a lot to fix it up, and the issues that I even have with it, I think they've done well to make it less overwhelming, less clunky. You know, there's a lot of events. They have a lot of events in there, a lot of gameplay modes in there to keep it fresh. Right now they have a thing called Frostivus, where you get extra drops, and there's different kind of events where it's not even PvP. Like you could do co-op against creeps and special bosses. So
right. Well,
it's a
you
good
gotta
game.
you gotta remember too. I mean, like me, if I played Dota back in the day, not back in the day, well, just like a year ago, and of course, it's the first impressions too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not all about how they are improving the game, but you got to remember too, graphics nowadays tells everything. If your game's full of shit graphics, people are not going to play it. People are not going to watch it continuously on a stream.
The game's beautiful. I don't see a big
the
difference.
Game's beautiful. I mean, it's not shit graphic. Don't get me.
I think it's just too much. There's just too much going on.
It's just too blocky. It's not like, if you look at like what Soldier was saying a few minutes ago. If you look at League of Legends and it's everything, the bushes, the pillars, even if you don't have it on good settings, everything's refined. Everything is done.
Yeah, but League of Legends
Dota
fixed
2,
that recently. Remember last year?
But listen though. But Dota 2 is like, it's all foggy and you can barely make out the trees, and then all of a sudden you're walking through trees and wait, where did this come from? I can actually go through here? You know, you got so many lanes of approach in Dota 2 that I can't even keep where the lanes are, let alone trying to find out.
I love that
he's coming
aspect.
behind me already.
I love that aspect. It keeps you on your toes. It makes the vision game so much more important and teamwork so much more important. Because it's not set lanes, you know. You can even eat through paths and eat the trees and create your own paths. I mean, it makes it a lot more. Again, it's a different dynamic. But to say, you know, I don't know if you've seen the game recently. It's beautiful now. And LoL, they upgraded their graphics engine like last year because it was just as blocky as well, and they made everything smooth with the anti-aliasing.
Well, it's almost like you're coming across trying to make excuses right now.
No,
Did you just say that it was blocky last year?
It wasn't.
It wasn't blocky at all. They haven't adjusted the graphics since I started in season 2.
I remember when they
like
did.
You're making excuses why Dota 2 is.
When's the last time you played Dota 2? If you said more than
6 months ago.
There you go. The graphics have changed. They look better
maybe
now.
a month ago or so.
I don't know what you got talking about. I think the graphics are comparable, and I don't think that's a first impression thing. If someone's judging the game based on graphics, then they are idiots. The gameplay should be it, and I agree on.
We're
It's
not basing it off
overwhelming.
the graphics. We've never based it off the graphics. We just simply stated that the League of Legends graphics are smooth compared to Dota 2. What I don't like about Dota 2 is that I'm overwhelmed at first, which that can be overcome.
And I agree with that.
And I'm confused as hell with the items and how to build. And,
yeah, there's a lot of stuff there.
Pick. If it wasn't for those two, I'd probably be more interested in playing Dota 2.
See this,
but the graphics for
you gotta play with me. Play with me. I will hold your hand.
The graphics for League just smooth it out to where I can see skills. Like there are people like that you can see an enemy character lining up a shot and preparing a shot. From a charge skill. Like Ezreal doing his ult. If I would have tried seeing that on Dota, I'd have a problem. I mean,
it's just you can't see it.
Those details do help in the gameplay to a degree.
I mean, I felt the same way too. That's why I'm saying after you give it a real shot, it's an adjustment period. It's not that the graphics are subpar. It's the fact that there's so much going on. And once I was able to filter out all the snow and particle effects, I was able to see the giveaways, the telegraphs of certain moves, and you can see the animation where they're charging up something.
Yeah, but how long did you play for that? I mean, and be honest.
It took me 3 games.
3 games?
3 games? I've played 3 games and I didn't understand.
You're better than both of us.
Yeah.
Then,
I mean, to be honest, but that's 3
I
games.
I played 20 games in that thing, and I get so lost every single time. And I try to take my time.
Play with
and
me.
And then you get people saying, hey, hurry up, man! What are you doing? And you're making us lose. What are you doing?
Play
blah,
with
blah,
me.
blah.
Play with me. Listen. Play with me and play with bots against bots. You will get the friendliest people.
Right.
You'll have tons of fun. Do not go into pubs.
I will say that the League community is worse than the Dota 2 community from what I've seen. The League community is just downright mean.
Yeah.
Whereas when I've been in Dota 2, I've never been bitched at.
Yeah, me neither.
So
I haven't had that happen at all.
That is the end of free for all or free balling, guys. You got to put your pants back on. We got about 5 minutes till closing time. Oh God, don't do that.
Hey, by the way, my t-shirt's really cool.
We are gonna give the complete frag. Nice.
Teabagging, baby.
Soldier Z, and we are gonna give Yogi a 90-second.
Only 90 seconds? Whoa.
Bitch session.
The bitches are on
No, you know what? 2 minute. We can go 2 minute bitch session.
2.
And it's not a bitch session. It's actually
an extra 30
2 minute rant. 2 minute rant. And Obi, I'm not talking to you, Obi. Soldier.
What?
Sorry, you guys didn't hear that right.
He's talking to himself.
You guys heard me ask a question and answer myself.
Senile.
Okay.
Oh,
hey, I don't want to talk about it. Hey, you shush. Sorry. Oh, just make me upset. All right, 2 minute. And who would like to go first?
I will.
See, Soldier, 2 minutes. Rant session. Go.
Frickin' Xin Shao stole my pentakill.
Come on. You got 1 minute and 55 seconds to keep going.
Okay, just keep on ranting on Xin Shao.
Yeah.
Okay, well, other things that I rant on. Okay, so I don't know if this is going to delve too much into the political, religious aspect of it, but Phil Robertson off Duck Dynasty speaking his mind about homosexuality.
Oh, God.
And him, A&E firing him pretty much from the next season that they're going to have, if they have it. My points of view on that, Phil Robertson should be allowed to be fired because this is not a political aspect. This is from an aspect of a businessman. A&E has every right to fire him from the show. That being said,
Because
the
he's
people
gay.
no, because he's arguing against gays. But the aspect of people bitching about him because I read a status that said Phil Robertson has every right to say what he wanted to say, but he also deserves all the consequences of it. And through my mind, I go, wait, I thought the whole argument was to let gays be gays without consequences because even though it's an unpopular decision. It's
Right.
like you can't argue for one aspect of it and then turn around and do the exact same thing to another person just because they said the same thing or same thing about something else. The thing is that he, at the end of his entire statement, he said, I will not treat someone different just because they're different from me.
Mm-hmm.
I will not do that. I am supposed to care and love about people according to my religious ways, because that's what God tells us to do. So that's one of the biggest rants because that was more recent. That was today's rant.
Oh.
As for anything else, I have no freaking clue. My wife won't stop doing data. Stop using data, woman. All right, I'm good.
Time's up. To add a little bit on that too, I don't know the whole story. I really don't because I didn't pay attention to it.
It's been all the talk in my household.
I'm not even gonna go on there. I'm not gonna go on it. Yogi,
Can
your
I-
2-minute rant.
Wait. I want to comment on it too. May I? Before I go to my rant?
On a two.
Oh,
TWO.
it's part of my 2-minute rant?
No, hurry, because
Hurry
we got.
Well, I think it's bogus because he's an old school country dude.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
the
expect? He's Christian, and obviously if you're a true Christian, you're not gonna support homosexuality because the Bible is against it.
It is.
You'll be tolerant of it. You'll be compassionate. You're not gonna be an asshole. You're not gonna burn him at the stake. But you're not gonna say, "Good job. You should do that." Can I get up in that too? No, this is not how it works. And if people are offended by that, they're stupid. This is a reality show that's based on authenticity. People living country values, good old country values. That's what made it popular. They took a gamble with it. It's been one of their biggest shows ever. Their Christmas special got over 9 million views. Okay. And they're gonna shoot the guy, throw him to the dogs, throw him under the bus because he spoke his mind and he kept it real, rather than just saying, "Oh yeah, I love gays. My best friends are gay, and I wish my son was gay." No, that would be bullshit.
That's the way he believes, though. I mean, I don't really necessarily agree with them getting fired over it.
Yeah,
or,
he should have.
Potentially being fired for the next season or whatever, but you're going to speak your mind, but there's always a place and a time to speak your mind. Okay? Not every time, and this is coming from experience because I'm a loudmouth and I just blow off, I'll sit there and F you, not even care who I'm saying it to. But it's something that if you're going to speak your mind, you're really going to lose your job. I mean, really, who's going to pick this show up if A&E drops it?
Well, see, the thing
Discovery?
is that, well, if you are holding to your Christian values, you're supposed to hold to them no matter what. And if he is asked his position on it, he needs to speak what he believes, or else he doesn't actually believe it.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and besides that, what does he need A&E for?
He does.
I mean, realistically,
he's got his own
A&E,
brand now.
They did not get money from A&E. They got money from their own business. They don't need more money. A&E, I think, I don't even know why they're doing A&E.
A&E's going to lose out of this.
A&E's going to lose, yes. But I still believe that it's a business venture. It's a business venture. A&E has every right to do what they want. That being said, because you got people saying he has his First Amendment right. That is to a political standard. This is a business standard. He is still allowed to say whatever he wants, but A&E is allowed to do whatever they want with him because he is technically under a contract with them. And if they refuse to have him in the show anymore, that is entirely up to them. Now, if Duck Commander makes their own show and, names it Duck Commander, and it's the exact same show, then they have every right to do what they want. They can refuse to sell it to A&E. and refused to let A&E broadcast it or anything. It's purely business venture, and it was my some people just piss me off, not because they spout hate, but because they spout hypocrisy.
It is.
But
It's
anyway,
double standard. It's a double
All right.
standard.
Yeah, double
We got a
standards.
2-minute
All right.
rant coming from YuGiOh. 2 minutes.
Well, I'm so fired up about this thing. I'm gonna keep it going. I'm sorry. There was a similar situation with a baker that got sued because he refused to put a topper on a cake of a man and a man together, or a woman and a woman together,
Heard about
because
that,
And he lost. He lost this
he
lawsuit.
lost. Yep,
he lost it. Isn't that bullshit?
it is.
Because
Well, it's just like a robber. If somebody's gonna break into your house, okay, and then you beat the living hell out of him with a baseball bat, and he sues your ass and he wins, but he's the one
Yep.
that broke into your house.
Yeah.
actually, tell you what, this is what I love about Georgia. If someone breaks into on your property, you have the right to shoot them, no questions asked. If they're
I'm
on
gonna
your,
shoot him anyway. I don't care if I have the right.
It was a point made. Yogi, keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, you're still-
I see what you're saying. It's a very good comparison, but it's still bogus. It pisses me off. It's a double standard. It's like you have to be sympathetic to our cause and accommodating to us, but we won't be accommodating to contrasting views, and we're gonna fight them vehemently. It's like gay couples going to churches and saying marry us. It's like they're trying to force that opinion down your throat. I'm actually a believer. I don't force it down anyone's throat, and I'm by no means a chest beater. If someone wants to be an atheist, cool. I still love you, man.
Yeah.
Just don't try to tell me my way's wrong. But anyway, away from the religion stuff, I've been doing a lot more blogging lately, so I'll plug that at the end. But I'm just excited about what's going on the PC front right now, and I think that's with all the sales going on, all the indie games coming out, there's just so much content to enjoy right now. So on a positive note, I think it's a good time for gaming. And a fun fact, let me finish this off the side, and this should be the end of it, but. A business analyst from Forbes said that the PC is dying.
We
Right?
talked about this last episode.
No, but it gets better because
good.
they actually delved deeper into it. They said the reason it's dying, hold on, it's because they sold less hardware this year. But this past same year, they've sold over, I think, 8% more, in $30 billion in PC game sales. $30 billion. The PC game sales are increasing. I know. But I just find it BS. It's BS.
We're not getting into this. We're not getting into this.
PC
Everybody-
gamers for the win.
Monkeys in suits don't know what they're talking about. That's all I'm saying. They're not gamers. PC's dying. Kiss my ass.
Kiss my asthma.
Kiss my asthma. That's perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. This is HorsePLAY. We have Obi-Wan X2 right here. Way up top, we got Yogizilla. And down there on bot, the other way, Soldier Z. You guys can hit us up on Twitter. You guys make sure you check out the YouTube pages as
Invisible
well.
Maracas.
And of course, I do have a Facebook page, guys. If you guys want to hook me up on Facebook, we are pushing it out every day, every week. We are going to be putting this out Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and going till about 1:15-ish or so.
Central.
So 10 Central. Or 10 Central. That's good too. Thanks, guys, for watching. Enjoy this little outro music and we really appreciate your time. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Later.
Time to dance.
Like strip dance? Just...
All right. Peace it out. Peace. We're clear.
Okay. Clear.